So someone's just no-showed you and they're not picking up the phone either. They're hiding away from you and they're doing their absolute best not to speak to you. Why? They don't recognize you, they don't care about you, they don't even know where you're calling from. And that's the thing. How do you get these people who are just cold and not interested to get back on the phones with you, show up to that next call, close on that next call? This is the ideal scenario. And even this can turn a show rate of 60% into 70 or 80% just by getting people who didn't show up back in the calendars and back into the closing calls. And if they do go on the closing calls, that's more chance to get more cash collected for more closes. So we'll dive straight in here and go over exactly how we can do that from a dialing perspective. So to give you some context, this is a brand new SDR who we're teaching to get to a level where they can actually do dials, conduct all SDR activities to a very high standard. And this person, they've been struggling with hang-up rate, they've been struggling with other things in terms of the discovery and actually going deep in these prospects. So goal is get them to be as proficient as possible with everything. So we developed a type of framework here that we can focus on and use that will get them to think in the exact way that's needed to get them to approach every lead in the right way. So with this, we highlighted the negative things that we do not want to achieve on any type of phone call. So for example, sounding salesy, pitching straight away. We don't want to do this. This is the Charlie Munger method here, where we highlight the negative things before we go and do the exact inversion of these negative things. So what's the opposite of all these things here? No recognition, uncalibrated, calibrated, truth, lie, sounding salesy, being friendly, pitching, engaging, explaining everything by giving all the cards away versus just showing who we are. These are the things that we're using to engage the prospect as much as possible and also build our frame and authority up as much as possible from an SDR, closer, and company perspective. If we have all of these and we do all of these on a setting call, a closing call, and then all of our messaging, then we're doing very, very good. So this is what we've done for this no-show here based on what we just learned here from the previous session on the next session, and this is what I showed him. So a bit of context for this lead, he no-showed about a week ago, and he picked up when I called him. So here's how it went.
Hey, this is Samuel here.
So for the first 30, 45 seconds are the most important and pivotal for this no-show call and for any call really, because this is the difference between them caring about you and not caring about you. So we'll analyze this first segment quite in depth here as to what works and what isn't working so we can engage this person as much as possible, because keep in mind, this guy might not even know where we're calling from and he might not care about us.
Excuse me?
Samuel, I think you just gave me a call this morning.
So he actually did give me a call this morning, although I picked up and he didn't answer, so he must have accidentally called me or something like that. So I play into confusion here, which is exactly what I want.
I did.
Yeah.
So you can see, I did. That's the confusion that I'm trying to get from him, because it's easier to say why you're calling after they're looking for a reason from you.
I think with early call, you didn't answer or anything like that, so I was just a bit confused because
I still haven't said where I'm calling from. I haven't even said my name yet.
yeah, it's like you gave me a call and then it's like, I was trying to say hello, but then you didn't actually, say anything back.
So at this point, it has no traces of being salesy, pitchy, or whatever. It's just confusion here. So at this point now, he's going to be like, well, what were you initially calling me for? He's going to be more curious about what I have to say.
What was the call pertaining to? I think I was returning your phone call.
Okay. Yeah, so do you remember it was a good couple days ago at the start of the week roughly, or maybe it was the end of last week, but do you remember when you booked in a call with Zach?
Booked when?
Yeah, you booked a call with, Zacchaeus Henry from the webinar.
So these are recognition points. I've mentioned this thing, and this finally gives the context, but only 30 seconds later. So he has enough time to get curious, engaged, so it lowers guard because now he doesn't have a reason to be defensive because he doesn't know what to be defensive to. Now he's more suggestible, which only makes the rest of the call easier.
Yeah, you booked a call with, Zacchaeus Henry from the webinar.
Oh, yes.
So a couple really important things right here. Booked a call, Zach webinar, three things. This is for the purposes of giving him recognition, making him know, okay, I'm calling from this, booked call number 1, Zach, you remember him, and webinar that you went to number 3. This is all stuff that should just keep on engaging this person, and then they're going to remember.
Yeah, you said you weren't able to make it, and what was it? I tried to give you a call yesterday because Zach, he was asking about you. He was asking if you wanted or if you were there.
So next, this is providing a reason for me calling him. So I gave him recognition. So first of all, I confused him slightly, give him some sense of curiosity, make him curious. Next, provide a reason to why I'm calling, give him recognition points as to where I'm calling from, and then give him also a reason as to why I'm calling. Zach, he was asking about, now Zach, he doesn't even know this guy. And so I was just mentioning this, and I said this just to show the SDR on the call what kind of things that we can also use here. So Zach, he was asking about this prospect. I just mentioned that, and again, this is another point, a reason for this person to be even more engaged. So in the first minute, just to recap everything, first of all, hello, Samuel here. I think you gave me a call this morning. I've essentially just gave into curiosity. Now, if I didn't have this phone call here that he called me from, I would just say, yeah, hey, is this Samuel? Yeah, Samuel, you had a call booked like a week ago, a couple of weeks ago or something like that, where you were scheduled in with this person called Zach. Do you remember Zach? You see Zach from Instagram? Yeah, you joined the webinar. Essentially be like that. The whole purpose, gauge curiosity. And I'm saying this all in a confused way or a slightly uncertain way, a way that prompts him to be more curious about what I have to say. That way, when I say something next, there's more certainty to go off of it. Because instead of me pushing something into him, I'm actually more like pulling the rope where he can be more engaged and he can follow me. So this is the type of things I would do if I didn't have that phone call. Again, this is why we cannot make a script, because every variable will be different, which is why you have no choice but to just follow the principles that you have here. So already, lower the guard, engaging, showing who we are, making them feel a bit more comfortable, so that also counts in lowering the guard, recognition. This is us catering to them and making them feel like, okay, we're not trying to just steal their time here or anything like that. We're trying to provide, and we're not there's no hint, there's no, I guess, sense from the prospect where they would think that I'm trying to pitch anything immediately. So I'm just being very, very calm and smooth with this so far.
No, I think I remember you being, I think, what time zone were you in? You were either in...
It was, I had to do something with my daughter. That's why I didn't make the Zoom.
Yeah. I think it was Eastern time that you were on.
Okay, so while I was on this call, I quickly actually went on to here. And this is something you can do if you're an SDR or a closer. Just do 646 time zone, that's his area code here. And then immediately Eastern time. All right, so go back to him, Eastern time.
Yeah.
Again, why am I doing this? Why am I being so selective? Why am I being so minute with this? Because with these calls here, it's so important that you frame them the right way. Every single instance, you are either building trust or breaking trust, building authority or losing authority. So, and this is 1 minute and 20 seconds then. Every time you do well in the call, you're going up. Every time, every instance, every second you're doing poorly in the call, you're going down. So even in just the opening, this is the first 1 minute or so, the call can still go up this direction or down this direction. This direction, no show, no close. This direction, show, close. And that could be the difference in thousands. That could be the difference in more money for you, a complete difference in show rate, close rate, and everything. Because if you can implement all these small things across every dimension of your entire process, then literally there's no choice but for someone to buy. There was a British cycling team in the Olympics, you can read about it, but essentially their thing was incremental improvement across every area. And essentially that's how they went from a huge losing streak to a massive, I think it was winning streak, and they started dominating the field. And this was in the Olympics, so it's definitely something you can read about if you're interested. But essentially that's the power of every minute improvement. And directionally, because even just, okay, we're going to go slightly in this direction in the call, slightly in this direction, slightly in this direction. All of a sudden, you're in a completely different direction. Whereas if you go ahead and you just, okay, this is one strike, one strike, one strike, again, they're not going to be interested in you. They're not going to care about you. They're not going to see any level of professionalism in you, which is why they're going to lose trust. And if they don't see any reason to believe you or trust you, then they have no reason to show up to the next call. They're going to base the value of the program of what you're selling based on the customer journey, the customer experience of what has happened so far. So literally everything second by second, even on this call, is them determining, okay, is this company good or not good? And if it is good, then they're going to feel very much in safe hands, and they're going to feel like they can trust you, and they're going to feel like, okay, when you do price drop, so for example, 5,000, 7,500, they're going to feel like that there is merit to that value compared to it being overcharged or overpriced. So this is how important it is on a minute level, because it can change the entire way that everything is, I suppose you could call it, judged from a second by second basis. So that's just how important that this is.
Right. Yes. Okay. So Zach, I think he was going to be available later afternoon.
So literally see this, that's most of the call done here. Because after doing all this, I have enough reasons just to keep him on the phone. Now this is my mistake here, so just to admit some fault. I came in this call unprepared. I did not have time selected, so if I was actually properly going to call this person, actually call him prepared. Again, this is one strike against me here, which is not what I want. If I was going to be more prepared, I would literally go into add appointments, and I would already have the times that I could schedule him for and the time zones available. So I would know, okay, right, he's going to be available Friday 2 p.m. and Friday 4 p.m. Those are the two times that we have availability for. Showing that we're serious to this person will also invite the same type of feelings towards him or the program when he actually enters it. And then he'll actually take that more seriously, which means that he'll be less likely to refund and more likely to attain the successful results in the program, which is what we want him to do.
Or time on Friday. So let me actually just see what times he's available, if there still is times that are available.
Again, that's another just slight technique, if there is still times that are available, if making it seem like we're time scarce in some way, and truthfully, we definitely are if it's a Friday. So we're just trying to implement more scarcity, but only apply it. We don't outright tell them it because they can just think it's bullshit. Instead, if it's implied, then it's more likely to pass through any defenses that the prospect has, so they feel like we're being truthful.
So just in case Friday is not available, is there any other times that you'd be free?
Mondays is the best day. Friday is not going to be good because I'm going to be busy in the shop.
Right. Okay. We'll see.
I don't want them to book on Friday, by the way, or Monday. I want them to book Friday because it's earlier.
We'll see what we got then, because.
But just notice the fact that this entire conversation has been conversational. There's not a drop of salesiness in it. I've only mentioned where I'm calling from. That's it. It's a human-to-human interaction, which is authentic, and that's good.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
While I'm waiting in the silence here.
Also, did you get any materials in there?
So I mentioned just some idle things, and this is because I wasn't fast enough to just see what appointments were available. So I asked, did you get any materials in your email? That's just me stalling. And this is all stuff that you would know when you eventually do get some quiet time, just by experience, is what can you fill that silence with so you can engage the prospect as much as possible. Make sure that they're not bored. Make sure that they feel like, okay, this call is still progressing, even with silent time, and just make it an overall better experience for them. If you keep thinking about them and how what I guess perception they would have of the company, then the more likely you are to develop ways that will make it easier for them to show up to that next call and go through that entire process A to Z.
Your email?
Yes, I did.
It's Thursday is even weird to say about it, because if you're going to be free or if you're going to be busy tomorrow, then it might not be.
So I'll just skip to the end of this call.
That would be good. And Mondays, like I said, I'm off on Monday, so Monday.
So summary, I don't actually book this guy in. And why is that? Well, I want him to book in for Friday or Thursday. So at the time of this is, I think it's Thursday afternoon or so. I want them to book in early. Early is better because they have a more likelihood of showing up. So what I do is Afterwards, I just end the call, say, hey, are you available via text? Let me actually just
If
do
you're
this.
not available, I'll just shoot you over a quick call.
Mhm.
Right,
Yeah, text is
because I can just text you a time.
yeah, text is good too.
Right, okay, text. If you're not available, I'll just shoot you over a quick call.
So even with this there,
If you're not available,
shoot you over a quick call, I am minimizing the cost of what it would take for a call, because some people are afraid of getting a phone call from salespeople. That's of course that makes sense. Even in the States, lots of people just calling left, right, and center. So guards are high. But if I just say shoot you over a quick call, it lowers the cost in their minds of what a call would be. So I make it very, very low commitment for them, which makes it more likely for them to just pick up the phone next time I try to call. Why?
I'll just shoot you over a quick call.
Mhm.
That's what it's regardless.
Okay.
Right, awesome, Samuel. Well, I'll let you get back to the shop, okay?
So again, end it very, very nicely and very easily. Now what happens afterwards, I try to give him a call, doesn't pick up the phone. I give him a text afterwards, and then 20 minutes later, he says, yes, I should be free. I get him booked, and then he comes up, shows us the call. So this is exactly what we're looking for with the prospect. Because I framed the next point of contact to be very easy, he was much more likely to actually engage with me via text and via phone conversation. In this case, it was text. Then scheduled him through to here, and he showed up to the call. So this is exactly the type of process that we're looking for. But if you're doing these and you're doing these correctly and you're living them out, whether it's texting the prospect or calling the prospect, you're doing a much better service for these people and making it much more likely for them to think of you as high authority, whether it's just on the call, the closing call, the industry, the company, higher authority, which means higher reason for them to show up, higher reason for them to take the words that you say more seriously, as well as the words that the offer owner or the closer says a lot more seriously, and a higher likelihood of being able to purchase for more because they believe more in the value of what service it is that you're selling. Hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any comments, just leave them below and I will respond to them.